Okay. Bougie.
Hello, and welcome to Sisters in Lit and Life, where we discuss the lit we read and life. I'm Layla,
I'm Trenda.
I'm Rayn.
I'm Whitney.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
and this week we had Whitney's pick. Whitney,
Yay!
tell us about your book.
So I picked, after much deliberation, Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders. Basically, it's a psychological thriller. That was our genre. And we meet Joanne in the beginning. She's a married woman, married to Richard, and has an infant daughter named Evie. And she lives in the middle of nowhere, newly married, not very long. And Richard's 20-year-old step or his daughter comes to live with them to help watch her child. And so this is Joanne's stepdaughter. And I like to call it Crazy Chloe comes out, essentially. She starts doing all this crazy stuff. She starts talking to Joanne all types of ways, trying to basically make Richard, her father, her daddy, believe all this crazy stuff about Joanne, basically trying to put a wedge between them. So it's the whole book, Joanne trying to figure out what's going on, like Richard not believing her and all this stuff. But she starts doing all this crazy stuff. She blackmails the girl. She done had this whole purpose misunderstanding of things, calling her all kinds of names. So basically, it's like that the whole book. And then at the end of the book, we come to find out, Chloe's really there to protect Joanne from Richard. And we're like, what? And then stuff happens. People get shot in the face. It was very graphic. I was like, oh my gosh, right in the face. Head gone, blown. And at the end of the day, Chloe Crazy won. So let's get into this discussion. What y'all think about the characters, guys?
Oh my goodness.
Let's
Let me
start
tell
with
you
Joanne.
something.
Let's start with Joanne. What do we think about Joanne?
Joanne was a gullible, dumbass heifer.
I can stand Joanne.
Hold on.
I can
Well,
stand
not part of it is Joanne's past is what made her seem gullible. Joanne had a history of her mom having some psychological issues, so she doubted herself. And they played on that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you're crazy like your mom. So, because let's be honest, when people crazy, you don't know you crazy. You think you're normal like everybody else. And so she
I
had
know
the
I'm
wickedness
crazy.
to be no, no, for real crazy. Like
No, like for real crazy. I got
but
meds to
like
prove
but
it. It's like,
but people that have schizophrenic disorders and stuff like that, they really do not realize they have those disorders.
Was that
They
what her
don't
mom
know
was
it's
diagnosed with? I thought she just had postpartum.
she had
I thought her mom, the
postpartum.
way they was acting like her mom had Alzheimer's or something.
like
Me
yes, because
forgetting things ain't got nothing to do
with
with you trying to
postpartum.
play me like I don't know you, call me
And
the wrong name. I
what
don't know
and,
Hmm.
you.
and what was it?
Bitch.
Her mom was paranoid, like somebody was
She was
trying to
So
kill
that
paranoid
sounded
this
her.
like
whole
so
Oh,
time.
that's
she
why
did
I
say
To
that.
thought
hurt the
it was
baby.
paranoid schizophrenia. That's why I
It
was
was a
thinking like it was
postpartum
But she didn't hear
problem.
voices. That's schizophrenia, I thought.
but you
But
can
didn't
have
she have
paranoia
paranoia?
with schizophrenia.
I
So
do
and
remember
actually
that now.
but they were saying the paranoia. So to me, I think that's why the author left it open for us to kind of try to interpret.
Yeah.
So for me, I thought paranoid schizophrenia. And I know from just being a special ed teacher working with kids who don't realize they have intellectual problems. They think they're functioning on the same level as everyone else. So I didn't Joanne had the wickedness to think, oh, wait a minute, am I suffering psychologically? Because if I am, then this would make sense. So she had the wickedness to question herself to be like, you know what? Hold on. But if there were certain concrete things that were happening that kind of made her be like, nah. Because when the girl created the picture, the fake picture, and she knew she wasn't there in that picture, the girl tried to blackmail her with the picture that she had taken a selfie with the gardener or whatever he is, the pool boy, and put Joanne in that picture. And Joanne recognized, you know what? That was from our vacation years ago. How did she get this? And she's photoshopped and put me with this man to make it seem like I'm cheating. I think that was the one concrete thing that Joanne had to hold on to. But the dad made fun of her. The dad made her seem like she was even crazy, which to
He
me, I was
wasn't
like,
shit.
fuck Richard.
But
He
I
was
don't
not,
understand.
baby.
I'll wait till next because I got some. I think the next question's about
That's
him.
why it wasn't hard for me to like. Don't get me wrong. I was kind of confused. I was like, well, That's why it wasn't hard for me to believe like he was trying to kill her. You know what I'm saying?
Because he
Because
was
they
able
was
to
doing
that
like
stuff out
so
the whole
much.
book.
Yeah, like he was doing like he was against her like the whole book. Like
The entire book.
yeah,
And for
so
him
like
to know the
dude, like
truth,
what you got
that
going
made it
on?
worse.
But he
That made it
wasn't
worse for
really
him to know the
against
truth.
her. He was just for
Her
the daughter, right? You know. But with Joanne, and I can't remember if the picture situation came before or after her putting those cameras up, and I feel like
It came before. The
It
picture
came before.
it came before.
The picture was before.
Yeah, she
It
took
was
that picture with the gardener when she first got there.
No, I'm talking about her. No, that was towards the end of the book where she was threatening to leave.
No, I'm talking about she took the picture with the gardener.
She took the
The
picture
one
garden,
that
but I'm talking
she
about
photoshopped.
I'm talking about when she
The baby picture?
told Joanne, "Hey, here go this picture, and if you don't let me keep watching the baby,
Yeah, that was
I'm gonna
early on because she was looking for the nanny, and so it was like if you don't let me.
At the end, she was showing her crazy.
No, because she said if you hire the nanny or if you tell me my dad I can't watch the baby. That was remember when she gave Chloe the baby and she freaked out and had like a little mini panic attack. It was that same day because she was like, I don't think you should watch Evie. She's like, well, if you tell my dad that I'm gonna show him this picture. She brought it up a few times because she brought it up then and she brought it up when they were out in the town later on in the book too.
Oh, okay.
And this is my question: was Richard like physically abusive? The reason why I asked this was because I remember she talked about a time that he got like really jealous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he was jealous, and it's
He
almost
had
like she was afraid
all
of
the
him.
way. I don't think he was physically.
Oh no,
abusive.
he squeezed her hand one time too many for me. Grab my hand again, motherfucker.
So like that's a question that I was gonna ask y'all. Do y'all feel like that he was physically abusive?
I feel like they may have had the relationship later too. Like you know how like you first get into relationships and get married, like
it starts as a push.
They start out like a little too tight on that hand or a little too close on that shoulder or a little push, and then they get escalate. I feel like he might have been that way. Like give him 10 more years, he'd be doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But at the moment,
I just think it was just he didn't have to because she was so submissive in the beginning.
She was very submissive. Yeah,
he wouldn't have had to do that, but she was just so stupid. And I don't even think it had nothing to do. Like you can't make me question my mental that much when I know. Like it's certain stuff you can make me question, but I know you're not calling me by name. I know that I told you, bitch, I was gonna make a quiche, and your whack ass went down there and told me you ate a whole goddamn omelet with six
eggs.
You bitch, I'm not that crazy. I know I told you that. And so you
but also,
to me,
who buys six? Who goes to the store and just buys 6 eggs? Nobody.
She didn't use the camera the right way.
Half a dozen eggs.
Nobody does that.
Yeah, they do that. But she didn't. Not when you have a family.
Yeah, they do that.
Use the camera the right way.
Oh, we lost Jelani.
I just feel like
I'm like Kristen. It was a lot of stuff that was very alarming that she did not know, and that was scary.
Exactly. How do you not know nothing? You don't know what happened to his last wife. You don't know he had a whole nother baby.
Like she had no self-preservation. Like you didn't Google this man before you done done, especially since all this crazy stuff. Your last man, what was he wasn't shit. So
right. Well, she didn't use the cameras the right way. I was upset about that. Who puts the camera in the fucking pantry? Why weren't you recording out in the open so he could get some of these conversations?
Why are you in the pantry?
Was telling
you. She put it in the pantry because
the pantry could poison it.
But wait, she put it in the pantry because she felt like the girl was gonna do something to the food. All right, like the baby and stuff.
If you could use the conversations, you wouldn't have had a chance to get to that because he's sitting there. You sitting there telling her the party was this day or that day. And he's like, you forget it. Then I was like, oh, she finally got it. She acted like such a brat because he did see the effort that she went to actually go make up. He's like, oh, she's spoiled. But then when she uses that to take it as an opportunity to be like, hey, she's doing this on purpose. She also did this, and this. I wanted to hit him in his nose. Because he was just
like she kept telling him the same stuff and getting the same result.
You should have been want to hit her because the way I did would have. I just would have been gone.
That's Rayn. You right. Like I can't take that. Like one of us finna die.
Yeah, because you playing on my top. As a kid said, you playing on my top.
Somebody gonna die, and it's not gonna be me.
Right. Yeah, it was time to leave. It had been time.
It was.
That's why I told y'all the title of my book would not be "Don't Let Her Stay." It would be "Bitch, I'm Gone." I'm finna go. I'm gone, baby.
Rayn, what's the name of it, Rayn?
Bitch, I'm gone. I'm finna go.
And it should
Call
have
me.
been. She stayed way longer because I wouldn't have went through all those situations. It wouldn't have got to basically, once I saw that he didn't believe and she just kept leaving and I'd been like, you know what? If you and I can't have a conversation without, first of all, they're making fun of Joanne, because the girl kept calling her Joanna.
Mm-hmm.
The girl kept calling her Joanna when she was correcting, she would do it in front of her.
The minute she got me old and fat, she got cussed
and
out.
She just dug in and she said, I don't know why he's with you. He could be with. I was like,
oh, that bitch, fuck you and your dad.
That bitch, but Joanne had the right idea. Make that bitch walk home. You ain't gonna ride in my car, but then she threatened with it. You know what I'm saying? Send me the pitch. I send it to his ass. You better walk in and get in this car.
Me and my baby, me and Evie would have been easing on down the goddamn road.
Easing on.
I'm gonna go.
But she played her cards right.
She kept thinking that he would, because she in her head thinking, I'm crazy, and that she was taken away from her mom.
I ain't never that crazy.
She didn't want her kid taken away from her.
Never.
But listen, when I tell you like, play her cards right, man, it was divide and conquer. Like when I said she played her cards right,
who did?
Chloe play her cards right. Oh man, it was like how she did
put them against each other.
Yeah, I also think too, though, like she couldn't have done that. It was only Richard. I feel like if she had done that in front of other people, she wouldn't have got away with stuff like that. But Richard,
she would have just Joanne's friend listening to it. She was like, the hell? Make Richard see like everybody else could see that, and the woman is not even there experiencing, and she knew Joanne enough. And I think that because at first I didn't even trust. I was like, wait, is Joanne crazy? What is going on? Like what's happening? Because I guess because I had read a book before where this woman knew this is what somebody had said, and it was recorded in the book. I read that this is what the person told, but that was all in their head.
We all got phones. She didn't record not one conversation either. The whole time I'm thinking, record a conversation. You know what even made me more mad about Joanne is like, you sitting here, you the wife, right? You the wife. I know she the daughter, but you sleep with the man every night. I would be in the hollering and banging headboards, and I make her feel so uncomfortable up in there. She'd be like, he'd have been too tired to argue with me because she'd have been uncomfortable.
He wouldn't have cared.
But I didn't like Richard because, like, how you always dismissing her feelings
a whole time?
Like when she
because you know that this lady killed your baby. Well, no, I mean you know that she know. Come to find out, you know that she know that you're the killer, so you can't piss her off because of your ass going to jail.
Well, the thing about it for me with Richard,
hold on,
Richard wasn't the killer though.
Yeah, he wasn't the killer. That's why I'm about to say
he wasn't the killer. Yeah, you know that she killed your baby,
but he covered it up though. He covered it up. That was
the thing that got me. The first no for me, and it didn't come on till later. They talked about Joanne's mama because when she said, Chloe said, wasn't your mama in the insane asylum? And she was like, why would you tell her that? He was like, well, it's okay for her to know. But then later on, when Joanne finds out, he was like, well, that was her story to tell. But your daughter was in the insane asylum and it was her story to tell, but you talked about my mama and y'all bring it up often.
But my thing is like, why do y'all want to watch my child? Why do you think she has no experience, no child experience, and you know she done. And you want her to watch my baby?
Have watched my baby. That was like
that's why he deserved to die.
Been okay with her watching my baby, no experience or whatever. Absolutely. Even she had experience. The first time I see you and the baby crying, and got to go.
Yeah, but even me hiring the nanny, going through that, he's like, oh yeah, my daughter's here, she can watch. You have no experience. Even if I hadn't gotten to go crazy yet, okay, like cool, she's gonna live here.
He knew.
But you have no experience, and I got someone who's a child psychologist wanting to come in here and do nah.
But he even went around that. But my thing was he kept insisting. But mother, that's why to me he did deserve to die because you were willing to put Evie's life in danger. You knew that motherfucker killed your wife.
And that's what made me think although the book didn't say this, you had something to do with that shit because if you know that lady killed your infant child, why the fuck would you want her to babysit?
Oh, but look, that's because the investigator let her know, like, he did like
He
a
was
whole
scared
lot
of
of
her.
stuff to cover it up.
But I'm
He
saying,
did a
but
I'm
lot
not
of
letting you
stuff to
watch my
cover it up.
daughter.
Why
Yeah,
would you
You know-
insist she watch your other child unless you don't want that one too?
yeah. I'd be like,
Not
oh
only
no,
that,
Chloe.
It's like
no,
he was
Chloe.
trying to keep her on a leash.
No,
Like, well,
you keep me. You
it
don't
was
keep me on the leash.
crazy.
You don't keep her on the leash watching my infant child alone.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Like, he
Not
wanted
just
her to
that.
be comfortable. First of all,
Ain't
Not
that
with
what
my baby.
after I knew that you killed my ex-wife and my child, I don't want you in my house.
Mm-mm.
Hello? Ain't good.
Yeah.
Why is you
Also
there?
knowing
We're gonna put
And
him up
not
in the
just that,
hotel.
he
Airbnb
knew.
down the street.
Right.
He knew
Yeah,
when he
Christina
saw her
said
in the
also,
city.
but no, also knowing his daughter's background, why on earth would you allow her in the house?
Right. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Because why?
But why? Like why?
It was
It makes no
always-
sense.
It was
It
stupid.
makes no sense.
All right, so what's the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
one? Let's see. What were all the warning signs Joanne should have noticed from Richard and Chloe? So Richard,
Everything.
what did he say to her the first time? He said, "Oh, so you gonna F that dude or something like that?" All right, click. Then they had a whole 2-week fight about her not even working with a coworker and him flirting. She done, Lord, the man is red flag.
That was the
before you
first
even
red
went.
flag.
That was the first date, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that could have been her fault too, because she said that she was trying to make him jealous.
It don't matter.
It
You
don't.
ain't gonna say that to me, and I'm gonna keep. I'm
No.
a. Mm-mm.
But I'm gonna tell you what would have got me, even if I had, at this point she married the man, then you got a whole baby out. But once she found out about his situation, she was like, "Why you didn't tell me you had a baby? Why you didn't tell me you had a baby? You had lost a baby?" He was like, "That ain't your business." Like, why would
Yeah,
I tell
the
you that?
past should stay in the past. What?
Like, that ain't got nothing to do with you.
But you airing out my business though to your little young ass daughter.
He told that bitch mind your business.
He
He
did.
did. And he did.
He said, "Don't let that where you ain't got nothing to do with you." What you mean?
What you mean?
Baby. And look, because like when I was reading the book, I was like, I know they got all kind of expensive stuff in the house. Man, bases and everything would have been flying across his head.
I'd have been
Like,
gone.
you was
I'd have just been
disrespectful.
gone. I'd be like, "You right, it's not my business."
Mm-hmm.
Taking my shit. Don't even let it wear you. You right.
And then like how she just jumped, and I know it's just a bike, but how she just jumped up on her bike and just doing whatever she want to do, how she
I want
want
to know
to
where the fuck she was going.
do. Me too. They never
Oh,
said.
To crazy time.
I'm
Fucking
gonna
crazy time.
So wait a
jump
minute.
ahead. I'm gonna jump
He
ahead.
So this
He
is
was
the
following
thing.
her to see what she was doing.
But
My
hold
new
on.
Every time she
category.
went
Rayn
somewhere,
got
she
me.
always wound up popping up.
Rayn got me like this. So the girl who she was standing with in town, they always mentioned that she was standing with this girl. Like this girl that she be talking to.
Before you say it, Trenda, before you say it, I know what you're about to say. I have a
Okay.
category in every week's thing we're gonna have to do. It's gonna be Rain's. What were the unnecessary events in this book? That's what you was about to say, huh, Trenda? What was the point of that?
Yes, why?
Rayn
Because
wasn't necessary.
I thought that they was gonna be in it together.
Me too.
I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
look.
I was like,
Was that the one
Rayn
that
was
cleaned
right
up
around
that she
the
was
corner.
with? Like, because
Look.
she was messy as fuck. She done told the girl, "Oh, Joanna, well, I thought they didn't beg you to come back to work. You wanted to because you were bored here." And you're like, how the hell you know?
So you get what I'm saying? And like when I read it, like when I got to the end of the book, I was like, so what was the purpose of them going into detail about those? I said, oh God, now I'm
So
acting like
this is what
Rayn.
I thought. I thought that the author did not want us to know who done it, because this was also secretly a who done it.
It was,
and I think she wanted to throw us off and to suspect the cleaning lady wasn't even, trustworthy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't trust nobody. I didn't trust none of them. Like, at this
none of them.
point,
in the
the only person
beginning,
I trusted was Evie. I only trusted Evie at one point in the book. Like,
No, I didn't trust her. I didn't trust her.
But y'all listen.
Babies normally cry around evilness, and that baby was just quiet.
But what was in the very beginning of the
That baby
book?
was
Who was
scared.
spying in the window? You remember that part?
The reporter dude, right?
That was Chloe. Chloe
Oh.
was standing in the window when the flames were coming up.
No, not that part. You know when she's like she's on the phone, she's doing something in the house, and she turns around and she sees the lady running away from she was looking in the window and she sees her running away, and she's like, oh, she must have done something. I can't remember. It was unnecessary because it never came back. We don't even know why, because it never
Maybe
came
it's gonna
back.
be a part 2.
It's not.
But listen, let me tell y'all what I thought was gonna happen. I just thought that it was gonna be something grand and big. I just felt like that when the grandmother was showing the pictures, that her best friend was gonna be the wife. I thought it was gonna be something big like that or something.
You
Yeah, I
know, look,
remember like
I
she was.
promise you, I was waiting on I was waiting on the door, Chloe and the daddy. That was gonna be his mistress, or that was
A
The
that
Sunday?
was
way, the
Oh
something.
my
way
God,
she
that
said
daddy,
daddy,
that bothered me.
daddy, always
That
It
around
did.
like
his neck.
shut up.
Daddy? No,
I'm
it
telling you,
wasn't just daddy. It was daddy.
I thought she was
Daddy.
gonna end up being the mistress, and he had lied about him even having
Like
a
a daughter,
stepdaughter.
right? That wasn't even his
We
goddamn
don't.
daughter.
She never saw the little girl. She don't know what she looked like. Really, just old pictures. I just knew. I was like, they gonna be in here sleeping together, and they gonna try to take the baby, and they gonna try to kill her, and they gonna try. I just knew it.
Or
And
it's the
then the
mistress that
part,
she mad because the man had left her and she trying to, you know what I'm saying, kill everybody.
Honestly, that would have been so interesting.
That would have
but
been
then
it.
like the part where like she thinking that he ain't had no contact with the girl. The girl told her at the end like her daddy didn't take care of her. She had all this because she was working. The grandma tell
He didn't
everything.
buy her
The
the
daddy
flat.
done bought the flat,
They
done
gonna
bought the
police.
apartment. The daddy was always taking care of the girl.
Yeah, it was a whole
It
bunch
was
of lying, girl.
But I
yeah,
think he did it from afar. I think he did it from afar.
he
But
did.
the thing was, he wasn't having contact with her because he hadn't talked to her in the 2 years they had been married. But he was freaked out. He should have said something. See, that shows you don't have trust in your marriage. He should have saw the day she saw Joanne pregnant. He should have opened up then. He should have said something then, because when he tells her when he's dying, I never told Chloe. I didn't tell her. So he didn't tell Chloe about that daughter. They saw her in town that day and Joanne was pregnant.
So look, I missed this part, and I started to go back, but I wasn't
I'm
working.
glad she said that part because
This,
I missed that whole part. I didn't know why the hell he was. I thought it was just something irrelevant.
I remember that part. But before she popped up, before this, oh, I got a daughter that was in boarding school, and she come to visit. She didn't know about? I know she didn't know about the one that passed away. Did she know about this 20
She knew
something
about
year
Yeah,
old?
Chloe.
she knew.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And she
but
knew
I
that
was like,
Chloe was mad
even
because
the
they were
even
married.
but even, yeah, because remember she when she was like, oh, you can't get married to her. Remember? And there was a whole thing, and he was like, well, I'm not waiting for you to come out and meet her. I'm just gonna marry her. Like, because they were waiting.
oh yeah. Okay.
But my thing is, like, even in the beginning, we get the envelope in the mail from a woman, and it's really, Joanne thinking it's Isabella or something like that. It wasn't even from her. It was from Chloe. So I'm like, what was the point of that even? Why do you think
It
the
was
letter was from Isabella
stupid. Like
or
that's
whatever?
something else that
There
should
was
have
a lot of
been.
unnecessary stuff in here.
Mhm.
Okay, so
But
let's
like
see.
I guess it was the like, let me throw you off, or let me just put something in here that's gonna
Why
try to
was
make her mad if
Joanne
you mind
so
going.
bad at getting her point across to her husband? I feel like they have the
He's a
worst
shithead.
communication. Because even me, like, but my thing is like, Chloe's not in your face the whole 24/7 y'all are together. And I get you bicker and all that. But at no point were you just like, let me pull your ass outside and talk to you while she ain't right here. Or while she's out in town. They never sat and had like a good, deep conversation. It was just always like accusations and her.
Because she's not assertive. Her personality was so like, is no, this is what she's doing.
Oh, you're breaking up, Rayn.
She was just so, I mean, maybe it was blah blah blah.
Yeah, she was not assertive at all. We lost Lana.
I didn't like her.
Shannon, we gonna lose you too? Okay, you was frozen. You was frozen for a second.
But I just wasn't moving.
I just was like, it couldn't be me.
It was a lot of stupid stuff, and I was upset about it. I was like, am I acting like Rayn right now?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What was the most memorable crazy Chloe moment?
For me, it was. I think what would have I would have smacked the shit out of her. The moment I would have smacked the shit out of Chloe, and I wouldn't have gave zero fucks, was when she did all that hooping, running around to get that party situated, and then she coming out. She had been gone, and she coming out talking about, I called all my friends and canceled it. And then they was like, "What are you talking about the party?" She's like, "Well, nobody told me, bitch. This your party." What are you talking about? I would have smacked the shit out of her.
I think I was tripping then.
I had spent all that money too. Oh, I would have smacked.
But also, I mean, I know they live in a different country than us, because even like some of the stuff they were talking about, I was like, this is definitely not in the US. But I was like, at what point do we have lamb shanks and skewers and all this for a 20-year-old's birthday party?
I think they live in London, and that's
London.
like,
oh, that was another thing.
It was so fancy. It was the fancy party.
Let me tell you another moment I would have smacked the shit out of her. When she ate them
eggs.
And then when her daddy come in there and she was like, I
Chocolate
didn't
cake.
know she was gonna make a
She made a cake for you.
a quiche. Is that what it's called? Bitch, you in London. You know the fuck a quiche is. I didn't know you used eggs. Bitch, you know what the fuck quiche is.
Everybody know what a quiche is.
Everybody know what a quiche
You
is.
telling me you in London and you don't know what a quiche is? That's what you telling me.
I thought her hiding in the room in the dark. I was like, what
With the baby
in the baby's room? She just in the corner in the dark, hiding in the dark. What you doing in the room?
That's when it would have been time to fight. And get my stuff and go. Man, you know how psychotic that is.
That's so crazy.
It was just so many.
No. See, look, my thing is, mine was at the very end when she was over there. She had the baby, and she was over there talking about, I'm trying to protect the baby, and she was like, no, but give me the baby, standing by the window, bitch.
Give me my baby.
I don't play about my kids, okay? I would have pushed her ass out the window.
At that point, I ain't gonna lie, at that point, I was like, should she football tackle her?
Yeah.
Or should she see where it's going?
Absolutely.
I did think, because like I was like, okay, so Richard been acting like this. So like what she was saying, it wasn't far off. You get what I'm saying? It was scary at that point. It's like, who do you trust? And then like with Joanne, like when she was talking about Richard was swinging, looking like when he was walking through with like the axe and stuff. Remember she was talking about that?
He seemed crazy, right? What's crazy part, like right there, because he was calling her psycho Chloe, and he was calling bitch, da, 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 and I was like, oh,
where that energy
crazy.
I was on that energy at the beginning. No.
Where that energy been?
Cause now but that's what made me think he had really done it. They set that part up good though.
Well, yeah, because even Christina said the moment for her was for Chloe was when she was like, I'm protecting her from the bad man. And I was like, oh shit, it's him.
Oh, at first she was like the monster, the big bear monster. I was like, crazy bitch, if you don't give me my damn baby. Who the fuck is that? No.
It was too crazy. It was unrealistic.
What he was gonna do, like, oh yeah, this is exactly what he did. He lied about coming, and then that made sense. Like he lied about going out of town, but then he come,
and she had heard the creaking upstairs.
What's called even her setting up like the whole thing about like the phone lines being unplugged.
Oh no, wait a minute.
The phone and the SIM card.
Did they ever say who was upstairs?
It was him. Well, it wasn't him.
Oh no, it was her.
We still don't know who was upstairs.
It was
but see, Chloe was with her.
It was nobody.
Well, you know what they did say? She did
settling. The house was
never went to the store. That she just took diapers that were already bought.
Oh yeah,
so I think she implied that. So it's probably Chloe's ass up there in the damn attic.
Oh girl, who the fuck knows? Oh, and that's another reason why I would have been gone too, because the minute you tell me that as an 11-year-old she set up in that house with her dead mama
for 2 days.
Was 2 days?
She would say what? Oh, I'm fit.
She wasn't 5 where she didn't know how to plug a phone line in.
I think that's the part that disturbed me when she started believing Chloe. That investigator wasn't lying to you. It's like she had let all of that go. He told you that man was scared of her. He told you that child sat in there, how she changed her story several times. It was like, you forgot about that?
But her story was making sense though. When she
started to make sense.
The blind spots, that's what, like, it was my dad, it was the daddy, but he threatened to leave me in the thing if I kept telling people it was somebody. I heard
everything he said made sense. That's why it wasn't hard for me to believe.
I know what it was. The investigator then sent her something about the business was a Ponzi scheme. That's what made her be like, oh, it was the husband.
Yeah, it was good. That's why even still while we're talking about it, I keep forgetting that he didn't really do it.
Right. I know, because he really did do it in our head, and then he didn't do it. And you're like, wait a minute, this nigga didn't do it. But
And
even
what the
her,
grandma tell her at the end, he just wasn't a good businessman.
yeah. She said,
Like he
"What,
was a
what,
good
what,
guy.
what should I do? What should I do? Don't let her stay." I said, "Oh hell."
But first of all, like you ain't never sat down and have this conversation with the grandmother ahead of time. Why y'all was
Because
No,
she
and
didn't
that was
know.
his mama,
That was
right?
the
She
Like,
girl
didn't know.
grandmama. That's the dead mama's.
Yeah, I know,
mom.
but like you sitting down and having these conversations with these people, like you been knew this bitch. You been
that was
knew
the mother.
Chloe.
She didn't know
That was
her.
But
the
the
mother.
grandma kept in contact with Richard. Richard was going to see the
Richard was the
grandma.
one who was silent about that because
No, you been knew Chloe. You been knew Chloe. You and her weren't getting along in the very beginning. She got sent away or whatever, right?
You talking about the grandma?
You talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about Chloe.
No, the girl didn't know that. The new Joanne didn't know that about Chloe though.
No, but you knew Chloe. Like I'm
her.
She just
she didn't know her at all.
No,
I don't think she knew Joanne.
She didn't. No, she didn't know
she
her.
wouldn't even
never
come out
met
for the
her.
wedding. She wouldn't even come. Like they didn't have.
Like when they met, when she
You
came
know
to their
what,
house,
though?
that was her first time
It
meeting
probably
her.
was all a fucking lie. He probably never even invited her and told her that she didn't want to
But
come.
he had reason.
No,
Good
but
reason not
Chloe
to.
said that she didn't want to come. Chloe was mad with the dad. That's what I got. Like Chloe was mad with the
Who
dad
said
because
that
he
part?
was getting
You need to
married.
tell
Did Chloe
me.
say that or the
Yeah,
dad?
she didn't-
said
Joanne
that?
said that.
Right. Who said?
I'm
Joanne.
so
Joanne.
confused.
Right. The dad probably told Joanne that, and it probably was all a lie.
Right. But yeah, Joanne never knew. She knew of Chloe. She knew he had a daughter, but she had never laid eyes on her
Yeah.
until
So
she
you
showed
gonna
up.
go ahead and marry a man, never meeting his
She
daughter?
was grown.
I think a lot of people do that nowadays.
Yeah, she grown. She was 20 and she don't want to be around. That's on
But that
her.
is kind of weird that y'all dated
Not
all
me.
the time. You ain't never even seen the girl.
I don't think they dated for a
They
long
didn't
time.
date
I think
long.
she
I
snatched him
don't
up.
care if you
She
dated
snatched him up
for
because
12 weeks.
Chloe wasn't even around to know the ex-girlfriend that
Isabella or whatever.
Isabella. Like Chloe didn't know her. Like I don't think Chloe was around because she
Chloe
wanted
was
her
ahead.
daddy.
She was
She wanted
younger.
her daddy to
Dating,
herself.
and I date
She
you
wanted to
enough
fuck her
and love
dad.
you enough to marry you.
That's almost what it
I
said.
should have at least seen your child.
But I thought that they invited. I thought he invited Chloe to the
He
wedding.
He
did.
He
did.
did, and she said she wasn't going.
Who said that he invited her and
Joanne. So
Richard.
like the
No,
way that they had it
Richard.
set up in the book,
Richard.
Joanne knew it.
right? But what I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying, Rayn.
you gonna say like
But I
he
think-
probably lied and said that he probably never even tried to introduce her to
No,
that
I
lady.
think she would have. But you know what? She would have said that in front of them. I think he did invite.
Okay, so that go back to saying, okay, so right, I get what you're saying. So they go back to saying, well, the dad before he got killed, was like, I never told her.
I never told her that you.
I never
Like,
told
you
her
never
about
did
that.
her about you, bitch. I don't know. She don't know.
No, I think he never told her she was pregnant because when she says I'm there to save the baby, she never told her. He never told her she was
He
having
never,
a baby.
but we don't know what he never told. So the fact that we over here speculating, because he could have been like, I never told her nothing about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
But
like
she-
even
no,
I was
but
like,
she-
what
he
he
knew.
said.
He knew she saw them though. He knew she saw them and that Joanne was pregnant because they were coming out of the store.
know,
But
that
Joanne
doesn't mean
didn't
that
find
I
out
told
until the
her
grandma told
right.
her.
that he knew,
Right.
that she even knew. You could have just seen me down the street with this random woman. You don't
Right.
know who that is.
But Joanne, I don't think Joanne was pregnant until after they were already married. So it is a possibility that he didn't tell her it out. But I think that Chloe knew something because she came to the house. She wasn't surprised that it was a woman there. She wasn't surprised that it was a baby there. And I think she would have said, why didn't y'all invite me to the wedding? Because she said everything else. I mean, she told her dad, well, be honest, Daddy, you didn't want another baby. Then go ahead.
Yeah,
Like, I think
that
she
right
would have
there was
said that
crazy.
and I was like, and he just brushed it off. I'd have been like, the hell you say?
Glaring at the baby while his daddy's feeding her. I was like,
ooh.
Dad, you don't want to live out here. You don't want to live out here in this house. Aren't you miserable? It's just making him miserable, Joanne.
But no, wait. When she used to say, Dad, I'll stack the dishes because you've been working all day.
Oh, baby,
and then she didn't stack the dishes.
Then she didn't stack the dishes. I just said that. She was like,
hold on. And then you want to chastise me. You don't do nothing. You have a nanny. You have such. And everything is
The way I would have packed my shit.
When she was talking to her, like she was broke and she needed her daddy for money and everything.
Yes, because
Yeah,
even
it
like
was
she's
crazy.
like she made it seem like oh yeah, you know, Joanne was out shopping at the shops every day. She's at the
I
shop.
wonder what would happen if Joanne had a lift. Like if Chloe would have.
But Chloe wanted her to leave at first.
I think Richard
Chloe wanted her to leave. If she would have left, they would have been fine.
But you know what? That was just to avoid her having to kill them.
Yes, she wanted Chloe to leave.
She wanted.
She told Chloe to leave, but Chloe wouldn't leave.
But why?
I mean, not Chloe, Joanne.
Why was she doing any of this?
She wanted Joanne to leave at first.
But why?
She wants her daddy to herself.
The same reason why she killed her mama. The same reason why she killed her mama. She wanted her daddy to herself.
She had to because at the end she couldn't. Remember at the very end she's saying she had no choice. She had to kill him, and she was upset with him anyway. But she had to because all the stuff had already gone down. And she had to choose a cover. She had to choose a cover.
She had to kill him at that point because she saw her daddy had enough and he could see through it. Like he was thinking, this trip, wait a minute, this is what happened on our last trip. Like I lost my family. I think for her to be like, you know what, my dad is on to me. When he was hollering, you psycho bitch, she knew she had to kill her daddy in that instance.
I don't even think it was that. I think she was quick to calculate. She was very conniving. That's what the grandmother said. She was like, she had no choice but to kill the dad at that point because the house is already burning down. Joanne believes her at this point. So you have to kill him because if you kill both of them, then it's your fault.
It's your fault. That's right.
You going back to the sign of
She can't kill Joanne and leave the daddy alive because at this point
she was about to kill Joanne.
She was.
Right. But the daddy was
about to kill Joanne.
He wouldn't let her get away with it this time.
Nah.
So what happened? It has to be dad. Dad has to go.
What happened?
What happened? Why didn't she kill Joanne? Was that after
she couldn't kill him? She couldn't kill both of them.
She couldn't.
And she had already convinced Joanne that.
Let me ask you. So are y'all saying like the daddy showed back up at the house because they were answering because Joanne wasn't answering the phone?
No, the attorney called him. Remember, she called the lawyer, and Chloe had called him and was asking about the will. And he had said that she wasn't in it, but Evie was, or something like that. So he knew
her daddy was the beneficiary.
So they planted that seed early where Joanne heard him saying, okay, what did she call? Go find out. Well, we don't find out till the end, you know, the time that she called and what she really wanted.
And it was before.
But I thought he was talking about Joanne.
No, Joanne didn't call to say nothing.
I mean, I know, but I was just like, I remember that conversation. I was like, what? Like what Chloe done did and lied on Joanne about.
Because if she really got the money, she said
she would have left. She could have gone and got her own place.
But this is the thing. Even like so now, like at the end of this book, she still got to kill Joanne because everything go to Evie.
Mm-hmm.
She still got to kill her.
Hold on.
Everything go to Joanne.
Everything goes to Joanne right now. So Joanne can choose who gets what, but that's why she living with her. Because you trying to plant your seed so she gonna leave you something. She don't know Joanne know the truth. It might be a part two, but I think it was left to us. I think that Joanne knew, like I knew Joanne would let her have that shit where it was at. She'll grab Evie and they'll be off.
I'd be gone. Change my name, everything. Bye.
Everything. What you say?
You know what? I would tell the grandmother.
I'd have left her right there at the grandma's house.
No, you told it. I'd have told the grandma good luck because you
She said, Grandma, you already got jam in the refrigerator.
I tell you, the way you don't get no faster than pew.
That's smoke.
Go.
Okay, so how did we think there were any loose ends or plot holes? How did we think about the ending? Like everything.
This story is Swiss cheese. There's so many unanswered questions in this fucking book.
Even me, like seeing the boy out, they were at the attic window, seeing Simon out there, and he's just standing there, like waiting for her to land.
Come in here and check some shit out. You don't smell the gas. I'm the only person who can smell the damn petrol around here. Like Simon, come on.
But what? So who undid all the light bulbs? Because it made it seem like he didn't even care about the light bulbs because he didn't turn the light on.
I'm telling you, that man had something to do with that man. They both probably.
I feel like they both in on it.
Plotted to
I thought she was messing with him.
And she had to pick
Rayn. She was messing with him. And
it's his mistress the whole time.
Baby, some. And it wasn't.
Yeah, because you remember she dropped that scene talking about he always at work. He was like that with my mom.
That was his baby. That wasn't his daughter that passed away. That was the baby. But I would not be surprised if they both was in on the murder.
Absolutely.
Trying to get that lady money.
Are you talking about her?
He double crossed the daddy in the door. The daddy and Chloe was in on the murder of the wife, and then
they was
to
broke.
get the money, and then he double crossed her and put her in the goddamn insane asylum. And then she got mad. She come back to get her goddamn
revenge. And I'm taking your baby.
That would have been a better story.
Baby, let me get my writer's cred, because I got a story for that.
Please, boo, because you do.
You be having it. Because I started listening to this, and I was like, "This is awful."
Wait a minute. I just had to find out who had done it. I'm like, I gotta keep listening because I'm telling you, the only person that I trusted was Evie, and it's because she was a baby. And
but like Rayn said, babies usually know evil people.
She was too scared. She was too scared.
But one thing is also, what's wrong with the baby? Why did the baby?
She did cry.
But the baby didn't like Joanne.
She did.
The baby did not like Joanne. I'm just gonna say it. She cried the whole time with Joanne.
She did.
And
she was stressed to the max.
When she was with Chloe, she was sleeping, cooing, and giggling and shit.
Chloe was drugging her. Chloe was drugging her. But the thing is, that's why she wasn't crying around with Chloe.
But they insinuated it.
When Chloe was first holding her, she did scream. And Chloe's like, get the baby. Like, that baby was like, all you motherfuckers are crazy. Just go ahead and give me my drugs. Go ahead and put in my bottle because I need to go.
Let the maid watch me.
Hold on. If somebody is like, hurry up and get the baby. Hold on, just give me a second. Hurry up and get the baby.
Right.
Hold on, just give me a second. Hurry up and get the baby.
You don't say hold on. Say you go get your damn baby because that motherfucker crazy.
I'm coming to get my the first time.
And even him
not witness this.
Even him not being in there, he kept going and like sleeping in the other rooms. I was like, he's sleeping in there with the daughter.
I thought it was sneaking and slipping in there.
Only you.
No, but it was some strange stuff.
But it was so easy. Why was this little bitty thing so easy for you to go sleep in the other room? This is a person I've never met. She's never met me. There's gonna be some tensions. Why is she putting such a wedge between us that you can go sleep in the other room?
But why did you push so hard for her to? I just don't understand that. For me, even him wanting to believe her that she's okay and he pushed tooth in it. He was 10 toes down.
Go ahead, Whitney.
I think you're right, because this is another thing. Now you know this girl calling about the will, and you still going against your wife after you know she calling about the will.
Right. Well, they didn't know about the will.
They didn't know. He called Chloe up and said, "Hey, I got another one for you."
Because what she had, what insurance? How much did he have on her? Like 10 million.
He had like 10 million
pounds. 10 million pounds,
and that's more than American.
That's why she went around. He called Chloe up and said, "Hey, I got another one for you."
Got another one on the.
That's why Isabella left. That's why Isabella left him, because she said, she crazy. You ain't taking 10 million on me.
Give me another. We need another insurance policy. Come on back to the house.
He never wanted a nanny. He was very cautious since the death of his other baby.
But he wanted his daughter.
Psycho was the killer, and you let her watch it, so you weren't cautious enough.
Cautious, yeah.
Here, you said, this is my precious baby. Here you go, killer. Go ahead and keep it.
or the killer was him the whole time.
All right. Wait. What if we get here and the dad is the one who killed the baby, and Chloe was the one who killed the mom?
That's the tag team.
I'm telling you.
You know what?
Rayn, something to do with.
And I think y'all should contact the author and tell her y'all gonna write part 2.
I'm telling you, that man had to have something to do with it. And I feel like he had something to do with it, and she knew. So that's what made her story so believable, because it made sense. Because they would explain why he never wanted to go against her if she really knew that he was the killer. And so now you got something on me, so I can't go like it's
who else was
and she had told him that she killed the mom and the baby.
That's what
the grandma told her.
Yeah, but that's just based off of what the grandma was saying.
She just got speculation.
Yeah,
but she said he told her.
She said he told her.
Insane asylum so long.
But that's what Richard said. But that's what a killer would say. A killer is going to blame it on somebody else.
That's why she in
We're in a
there.
detective tonight too.
Well,
But
I'm gonna say
even
this:
them
Chloe
talking
is
about,
still being crazy because her daddy crazy as hell. Like
but
they,
even them
they
bringing
both
up what's his name? What was the guy's name that was still alive? His business partner, and they said that she said he had killed the business partner. Remember?
Yep.
He down the street alive.
down the street.
From the grandma.
Let me
Come
tell
see
you
the
something.
grandma
When
all the
I
time.
confirmed that, if I would have been Joanne, I'd have been like, okay, you know how LeBron James got up from that press conference with his baby? That's how they grab Evie. We out here. We out here. It was nice meeting you. Bye-bye.
A whole mess, y'all. All right.
Yep.
So like the live question on the, I have two on here. So what are the hardest parts about being a step parent? And I'm not a step parent, so I can't really answer this
Me
one. But
either.
I know all y'all got a lot of step parents, and you guys are with people who are step parents and stuff like that. What's the hardest part, y'all?
Knowing a boundary, I think when they're young with discipline. But I think that it's everybody has to come together at some point. At least you and your partner have to have a good understanding about what it's gonna be, because it ain't nobody shifting the foundation up in here because we're one. And we can't let the other parent come in and do that shit. We definitely can't let the kids do it, because kids will pit you against each other. As Chloe showed with this crazy shit.
What do you think, Trina?
I'm gonna agree with everything that she just said. Being a step parent, if everybody's not on the same page, it's a mess. And kids gonna do what kids gonna do. Like that's why, like even like with you and your husband in front of the kids, y'all have to be a united front. And whatever
Talk
y'all
about that shit
got,
later.
whatever y'all gotta deal with, y'all deal with that behind closed doors. Because kids tend to
sniff out.
Yeah, and they'll pin you against each other trying to get out of trouble. They will. And then like as far as like co-parenting, yeah, you most definitely got to be co-parenting with some adults, because if you not, it's a mess. Most definitely a mess. Everybody got to be an adult. Everybody.
Well, and we know that don't always be the case. So at least the person you with and you have to be adult about it, because it's gonna be some jacked up situations.
And everybody have to put the kids first. You know what I'm saying?
Part?
Like the well-being of the kids.
What's the hardest part, Rayn?
Unless they act like Chloe.
I think the hardest part is coming into a situation that's already established. Like when you are the step parent and you're coming into a situation that they, especially with kids that are a little bit older, they already have a routine. They already have whatever rules or that's going on in the house. And if you are coming in potentially mixing that up because maybe you have a different parenting style, or just stuff different, trying to be the one to come into a situation that's already established and creating a whole new set of rules and what's finna go down and what's not gonna go down. For me, that's the struggle.
All that.
I bet they did.
All that, right? I need a drink. Just listen.
Right. And so, how do you navigate discipline in blended families? Like, what would you say, like, other than being on the same page and communication? Because Chloe needed some discipline.
Well, she's 20. She didn't
need
don't
matter. She still needed her ass whooped. She still needed to bend over.
Ass whooping and some discipline is two different things.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
20. And at 20, though, that's where Richard's relationship with Joanna should have been. Like, he should have trusted her more.
Yeah.
You should have, that's why she was able to rock them. He was already afraid, but he wasn't honest from the jump about who she was, what she had done, and their past. So it was too many secrets. And I also think that even an adult, because you're gonna have these little kid people gonna be adults at some point. We have to have an understanding on what we're gonna give, what we're not gonna give, what's off limits, what the hard boundary is. And hey, we know that sometimes boundaries get crossed. So let's talk about what's gonna happen. There has to be so much communication.
I think too for Richard, he didn't establish, even though she's grown and stuff, you still have rules for a household. They didn't set no kind of rules, like come and go as you please, taking advice on her.
And that didn't make sense to Joanna, but has Joanna already know, she'd been like, hey, I'll be the bad guy. That motherfucker can't stay here.
Okay, so yeah, and this is another thing. Like, okay, so she's 20 years old. Y'all haven't seen her. Y'all done started this new life. It should have been a conversation where it sat down, like, look, my daughter coming. and Joanne should have had some say so on that whole situation.
She should have just allowed to come in.
When she gonna be here Friday? Is in 2 days, Friday?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like
I'd have been like, we can get a mobile home and put on the process, and she can stay.
What got me was when Richard said you didn't put enough effort in, and you didn't put pretty flowers in her room. You went and bought flowers from the garden.
You went to go pick them from the yard.
Yeah,
I'd have been like, be glad I didn't pick up the weeds, because she didn't deserve the hay from the grass.
I will say this though, now the fuck with all this shit about no flowers, but when it comes to like, well, this one is different than, you know, talk about boundaries in 20-year-olds. But for me, like I probably would be saying that ain't no conversation if I got a 23-year-old. So if he comes to the house, I'm like, oh, he coming. The fuck in.
No, I'm saying like,
your wife knew about this person,
right?
It wasn't a
so that's the difference.
Like it's like I just think like
who
it was too much screwed up stuff. I don't think that your 23-year-old gonna come to you and your wife's house and just turn it upside down, and you're gonna be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see
as your biological chick, but I'm with that with like family members. Like I get that too. Like hold on now. Because you know sometimes it's real quick to become But as far as discipline in building families, like typically, like for me, I'd be like, you deal with it, because see, again, my discipline style might be different from your discipline style, and you know what I'm saying. I believe in
spare the rod, spoil the child.
It's like that's me and my husband. Like we different when it comes to this.
So I be like, yeah, you do.
Yeah. So I do. I get that.
Oh, that's interesting. All right. So what did we rate this book, guys? So I gave it a 3. I didn't actually rate the book. I didn't even. I was so on the end when I ended the book. I was like, what the. I didn't rate it yet, but I'm gonna give it a 3. I wouldn't recommend this to another person, but it kept me captivated. I borrowed it. It's not going on the bookshelf at all, but I made it through the whole book. I didn't DNF it, and I feel like it did what it was supposed to do. It had me wanting to know what's going to happen at the end. The whole like I read it in one sitting. I read it in one day. Like I was in.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had to know who did it.
Yeah.
Who did it.
But I feel like that's like an advantage to psychological thrillers, because I feel like
even if they're poorly written,
I gotta know it. I gotta know what's gonna happen at the end of this book.
You're invested already. Like, dang, who did it? Yeah. But this was well written though. It was well written.
I enjoyed it. For me, initially I did give it a 3. Right? I read it. I gave it a 3. Well, yeah, I gave it a 3. But the more I started talking about it, I was like, I had a couple people come to the house, and my in-laws are here, whatever, and they're readers too. And I'm talking about the book. So I'm like, oh, this book crazy. Let me tell you about this daughter. And blah, blah, blah. So I'm telling people about the book. So I had to bump it up to a 4. Just because I literally have been talking about this book since I started reading it to other people.
The narrator did good.
Oh, the narrator was good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not rate the book because I didn't know what to rate it. I wouldn't buy it.
I wouldn't buy it either, but I
was like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, somebody you want to read something crazy, maybe I would recommend it, because if you want to read a thriller,
yeah, but like it wasn't terrible. That's the thing. It was not terrible. It wasn't terrible. I just didn't rate it because I didn't know how to rate it. I didn't.
I'm with you. I still got to go back and read it on Goodreads because I still haven't started at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't read it again. I would tell somebody to try it. I'd be like, you may like it, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't rate it because I don't know how to rate it, and I don't
know if I would read another book by her, because it seems like her. Even though I was able to finish it, it doesn't even seem like the plot was crazy enough. We had a crazy character. She did a couple crazy things, but it kind of seemed like a typical kind of ending. Like, okay, you think it's him, but really it's her. I feel like that's kind of typical when you get to psychological thrillers. They make you want to believe this, and then at the end you're like, oh crap, it's not that person. So I don't know if I'd read another book like by her. There wasn't errors. It was fine. But I feel like her stuff probably would all be similar.
What?
But because I wanted to know who it was, I kept reading. She did keep me coming.
But
She
did
kept me
you
reading.
really believe she did it by herself? Like, even though that was the ending, I think we still kind of feel like Rayn said.
I mean, I believe she did it by herself, but it wouldn't surprise me if she didn't.
like,
It wouldn't surprise
Christina,
me.
drop some recommendations down there.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
Recommendations, so we can.
Christina says she wouldn't recommend it because there are so many other thrillers that are so much better. Where they have you guessing, this book kept me frustrated because the characters sucked and lacked so much.
I think like characters in this, I didn't like any character. Like I wasn't even rooting for Joanne to be alive. I was like, you got in the car and you were supposed to drive away. Why you go back? Yeah. She wasn't nice.
Girl knew that was so predictable. The girl knew she was gonna come back though.
She did.
Yeah. I'd have been like
gone. Like what would the book have been? What would Chloe have done?
Put that gas pedal down.
Go. Simon, where are you?
Help me. Simon better move his ass out the way. You gonna get ran over.
Even her putting the lock on the door, I was like, okay, because no one's gonna notice this lock.
She said Saving Noah, Night Swim, The Senator's Wife. Ooh, The Senator's Wife sounds interesting.
She must be on
I like psychological thrillers, but I get over the whole husband-wife trope thingy where it's like, oh, she did something, he did something crazy. I feel like a lot of psychological.
What was the last psychological? Was it The Surgeon?
The Surgeon. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
This was better than that.
All right. So collectively, what we gave it what is it? That's
a 3.
It's an average. This is in lit average. We start doing. Our average is what, 3.5? You gave it a 4.
I gave it.
What did you give it, Shannon? You didn't say.
I said a 3.
3. And yeah, I would say a 3.25 average.
That's the laugh, though.
Not a 3.25.
3.5. I feel like you could round it up to 4 easily. Like,
that's how I got it. I would give it a 3.5. Yeah. But I rounded it to a 4. I really have been telling people about this book because it's been so crazy.
It was. It was stupid people crazy stuff. Like I like when it's smart people crazy stuff.
Right.
Stupid people.
It was crazy.
It was like
I want to read this book from Chloe's point of view.
Yeah. And it sparked conversations. I like books like that because it's like
I like books like that too. But yeah, it's a 3 it's a 3 for me though.
Yeah, it's cool.
Saving Noah was the craziest book I've read this year, and I'm still thinking about it. Night Swim was a thriller.
Saving Noah.
Saving Noah. So someone might need to put that on their list so we can try to read that.
You got it on your list?
I'm gonna put it on
there. Senator's Wife was a very fun read. How is a psychological thriller fun read?
I was gonna say you put me out. Read it. We're gonna come for you.
I'm a bit concerned here now.
Yeah. All right, so we got spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
We need a theme song.
The Wheel of Lit.
I know, right? Do-do-do.
No, ma'am. As in, turn up. She's on.
Oh, I was thinking game show.
No, ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, put a little bass in it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look up Saving Noah.
Next week, I'm adding to the wheel sapphic and rom-coms.
And we taking out which one?
Erotica.
Okay.
We taking out erotica.
Because dark romance and erotica kind of like the same thing.
Okay. You were at sci-fi and what you said?
No, sapphic. The LGBTQ, it fall under that.
Huh?
Yeah, sapphic. Y'all never heard of sapphic?
Okay.
Yeah. I really want urban fiction. Urban romance, but it is what it is.
Oh, me too.
You might have to change it up monthly.
But I don't even want that character.
They want us to read just smut all the time, y'all.
Oh, I hope you don't pick my name because I don't even have one. Like, why
That's
did
what we
you don't want us to be nasty?
We just did mystery thriller, didn't we?
No, we did psychological.
No, it was psychological.
But where is that? Okay. That's the same. I feel like that's the same category.
Okay. Damn, we might as well just pick a name and come pick a book.
We just need to get rid of this.
No,
we reading ethic because that's what I'm fucking reading.
No, I'm not. I refuse.
So wait a minute, what happened?
I'm on book 3.
It's urban romance, right?
We just whoever it is, you just pick something off your list.
Who is this? Maverick certified pre-owned?
I don't know. You know this thing I had.
I was like, what we buying over here? Okay, y'all.
That's an ad. She said there are trigger warnings for saving Noah, but it will change how you think.
I don't need no trigger warnings. Trigger warnings is
the better they are, the more they are, the better the book is. My opinion.
It depends, because some people put trigger warnings and they don't even be in the book.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me drink my drink.
And we also need to talk about this upcoming month, because I feel like November is no wheel month, because we just reading the books that we want to read for that month. Because then what? And then August, Chaos Wilder comes out, and I feel like they'll like that book too.
Yeah, so November we have a lot of new books coming out that we want to read. So I think.
Wait, whose pick is it?
Wait a minute, we didn't pick.
Listen, the wheel ain't right.
The wheel ain't willing.
We need to.
I told y'all.
Let me see if I can look one up real quick.
We need to just run in list.
Look, at first the wheel was good. Now the wheel ain't shit.
Well, because we don't ever stick with what's picks on the
okay.
Which I would be cool with. The book trash is trash.
I got it. Hold on, let me see.
That's true, Rayn. That's right. Like,
wait, who's left? Who's left to pick?
Me. Because we just started over, right? Me, Trenda.
Yeah, we just started over.
Shannon.
So just put us on there. Me,
Lonnie,
Trenda,
and is what's her name on here too? Trina
on here, but Trina ain't here. So
okay. Let me see if this even works. Okay. Oh, that was easy. Okay, hold on. Let me do it again so I can share my screen.
Y'all know what you call it. This computer. My computer is officially outdated.
Oh crap. Okay, here it goes. Can you see it? Oh wait, there it goes. Okay. Hold on, remove that. Oh wait. Can you see my screen?
Nope.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, here, let me add it. Hold on, let me add it.
Okay, there it is.
Everyone can see it?
Yes, ma'am.
So Trenda, Shannon, Lonnie, and Rayn, right? No, Rayn?
Her name is Leila.
No, I picked.
Oh, it's Leila. Sorry. Yeah. I always put Lonnie. Is it Lei?
L-A.
And then Trenda, Shannon. So just these three?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Ready?
How I knew it was with me.
Shannon.
Oh my gosh. Not the
Did it clap? Did the thing clap?
It did. It's still clapping.
Okay, so where we gonna go? Where we going?
So we're doing urban romance?
No, I ain't.
You're just picking something off your list.
Look, so check this out, y'all. I thought something.
We need a running TBR. We just need a running list, and then whatever's on the.
Y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
My stuff was like dropping and spinning or something. Don't you say nothing about my internet week. I thought it was gonna go all the way down. I went in and put the book that I was gonna pick up in the chat.
I was wondering. I was like, why she texting me?
She said, just in case, huh? Girl, you proactive. You was a thinker. We love it.
I'm going to go with historical fiction, and I'm going to pick Never Cross a Highlander.
Never Cross.
You want to get us?
Who's that by?
Lisa Rayn.
Okay.
Lisa Rayn.
Why did I think this guy? Why did I think he was a centaur? I said, what we reading? So Shadow Laird's number 1. Ooh, it's in Scotland. Yes, I guess Christina.
What genre?
No, you know what? Oh, we can't do a mystery, huh?
Yes, we can. That's what the thing fell on at first. It fell on a mystery.
Just do whatever you want to do, honey.
If the
Rayn said we
wheel
need to just get rid of the wheel.
The wheel spoke and actually
they said they want to get rid of it.
The wheel spoke and said mystery at first.
I mean, it did. I think we just need to redo the wheel because I feel like the wheel has some categories on it that is kind of just
Well, then we need to come up with some new categories.
It just don't make. We'll talk about.
We're just gonna go with never cross the Highlander
category, and then we'll get and be like, no, we finna switch it. So
yeah, we do that.
We have to stick to it.
So we was sticking to it for like 7 weeks. We stuck to it.
But see, like then it started picking like this, basically like the same genre. So we just need to just
the genres out.
Maybe we
just need to switch the genres and make sure each genre is very different. Like psychological thriller and mystery are so similar, and the erotica and dark romance are very similar. So we just going to come down and get our genres 100%, and then
or take out a few the ones that are similar. Like once we've all gone. Yeah. Maybe if we know, okay, we just like the last thing we read was a psychological thriller, and before that, like you said, add a rom-com instead of psych thriller. Take that out, take out mystery, and add something else in for those next 5 or 6 weeks, and then throw it back in there. I think we could just rotate on the wheel.
Sounds good to me. We can figure it out though for sure.
Yeah,
we're gonna go with Never Cross the Highlander by Lisa Rayn.
I'm excited. I'm telling you though, I thought this was a centaur. I'm like, not joking.
Okay.
Yeah, he do look kind of different.
Oh,
he do.
Okay, sir.
So this the one we doing? Never Cross Highlander.
Yep. Can't tell me he don't look like he got a horse legs.
Not horse legs.
You can't tell me he don't. He look like he got hooves and horse legs. I said we about to get into it, aren't we, Shannon? Nah, it's not that kind of book.
It's not that kind of book.
You don't guess. You can't have a man that look like this on the title and not
fiction.
It's gonna be some booty getting in here. I'm sorry, they had sex during historical fiction.
Yeah,
y'all done seen what's our show we be watching? Shonda Rhimes.
Oh yeah, Bridgerton. Hell yeah, they be banging.
Oh, Bridgerton.
Banging. They're banging.
I think that's because they know they got to put that. Most people won't like it.
Look at this. You can't put this man on the cover of a book and he don't get none. I'm sorry.
I hope so. It got me scared.
You know this author?
No.
I never read anything by her.
This her debut.
I think so. She ain't got that many ratings.
She don't.
I was just asking if you knew her.
Y'all scaring me. You make me want to change it up.
This can't be her debut. She got books on here from 2015.
Somebody said, "How is this historical fiction and African American fiction?" And it's a Black Scottish man. He looks like he has a tail.
Told you. 139 ratings.
You said 39?
139.
On Goodreads, she has 310 ratings and then 164 reviews.
That's still that's what I just know she must be an indie author. I just didn't know if I was just asking people somebody.
Yeah, but so her other books, she has a book from 2015 and it only has 20 ratings.
Tame my words depending on what I got to say.
This one got 3 reviews.
I downloaded this the one that we're gonna do.
Yes, I will read this one.
Look. We're gonna do it like we did the last time Whitney had a book. Talk about we're gonna let you know by Saturday and we change it.
This one's 500 pages. That's 500
pages. So this is college today.
I do know her.
From where?
She's an Emma Award winner because I would go to the what's that conference I would go to in the summertime? Oh, I've met her like like this same way, like digitally. I have
this about slavery.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Shannon would pick it.
God.
Knowing you don't like slavery.
The conference I would go to with Miss Rose, Shannon, it's based out of California, where they get people with writing with Harlequin, like they try to get people that are indie authors and bring them in and get them book deals.
Well, we gonna see about the book.
I'm excited. You know,
she's actually.
So is this Harriet Tubman vibe? Tubman.
We gonna
no.
She's also a published author.
A double line?
We are going to read this book.
We are.
And
yeah, she's actually a published author, like traditionally published as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to reading it.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it. This will determine whether we keep this genre on the thing or not.
It's some good historical fiction books.
There are. Good. Which one?
The Dust Kid. The Dust
Bowl Orphans. That was good. That was good.
And I still want to read The Darkest. What is it called?
The Darkest Child.
Yeah, I still want to read that.
The Yellow Wife was really
That's
good.
what I was gonna pick, but I thought it was gonna be too heavy.
It's heavy.
I want to read that. I want to read that book.
It's heavy.
The Darkest Child. Yellow Wife, and that book is good.
You read it already, Layla?
Huh?
You read The Darkest Child already?
Yeah, we read it in the book group, didn't we?
Have you read The Darkest Child already? Huh?
Did we read it in the book group?
We read The Perfect Peace. Perfect Peace.
Oh, well, I read The Darkest Child then. I didn't do it with the group then. I read it.
We're gonna see. We're gonna read this Undercover Lover, whatever it's called.
Girl.
Come on.
Rayn.
Hey, this book does sound good though. The Darkest Child. I'm gonna add that to my TBR.
So you said it's heavy. That book is heavy.
Well, you know it's good. You know it's good when there's a palm cut people in the chat.
No, it has more of
5 stars.
Child, like dealing with a child, like she like kind of like shunned because of her color.
Yeah.
Type stuff.
The synopsis says that she's has 10 siblings of fatherless children, and she's the smartest one, but also the darkest, and her mother hates her or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Trina said, "Oh shit."
I'll read it on my own.
I didn't read it.
Well, let's save it for the next time we get to historical.
Yeah, we can just read it today.
So I can write that down.
How many pages?
That book a little thick. I seen it. So just
no, wait till I get
but
my
it's
mind
for 300 something.
That book is smaller than the book we done picked. Highlander is almost 500 pages. Darkest Child's 400.
How long? You got on here 388. Mine said 388.
Mine says 400 on Goodreads. It's probably someone probably entered it wrong on Goodreads. If you're on Amazon, it's probably telling you the right pages.
Oh, it's 386. Yeah.
So basically 400, right?
Yeah.
Just like.
But I don't know how many pages, but I've seen The Darkest Child. That thing is thick.
She got a big print.
Well, yeah, I ain't gonna do that.
I mean, I'm gonna read it regardless, but
I'm gonna read that.
It's gonna stress me out to 900 pages.
It's gonna stress you out. It's gonna stress you out.
Yeah, I ain't gonna read it.
I heard she get treated real poorly in that book.
I don't know how they
anyway, y'all. As we wrap it up, because
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Are we still on live?
That's right. So until next week. Thanks for joining us, and until next week, guys. And it's a historical fiction. Shannon has chosen "Never Cross a Highlander" by Lisa Rayn. See you next week, guys.